And look at that. Perfectly right on time, exact amount of gold. He hits Cho'Gath 3. Now he scouts this MF player's board and he notices that the MF has he's 2 off of MF3 and he can contest his win. Look at this. He perfectly positions Cho'Gath in front of this giant clump. And because he gets this Cho'Gath to mana reave their entire team, he's able to kill him with the exact amount of units for him to die. Welcome back to another Alvaro video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a game played by Setsuko. Now, Setsuko holds the current spot for rank 1 in NA, and he's also the most consistent at holding that spot. Dish Soap had held that spot for a day, and then he had a bad day, and then he took a break. He lost the spot. And then Socks took the spot. He lost it. And then Setsuko took the spot. But before Dish Soap even had the spot, Setsuko was the one that held it. So Setsuko is now again the holder of the rank 1 spot in NA. And let's get into the game. I actually say nothing of value here, so instead of listening to what I have to say, I'm here to let you know that my goal for the end of the month is to hit 1,000 subscribers, and any support that you show is greatly appreciated. Back to the video. He gets dropped a Kai'Sa and a Cho'Gath. A little bit of a teaser there for what he's going to play. And then we see his first augment. So it's Prismatic, Woodland Charm, Level Up, and March of Progress. So he likes to look at the stats. So what he's going to do here, he's looking up the stats of every augment, but he already knows which one he's going to pick. Only one of these augments is essentially a guaranteed top 4. With benefit. And yeah, he goes ahead and picks March of Progress. So if you do not know, there is a meta comp going on right now where you basically just play Rammus and Cho'Gath frontline, and you play 4 recon Kai'Sa carry, and that is a very strong comp. Now what I will say is that there aren't too many more important decisions to be made in the early game. He goes for Sunfire off of Carousel, and other than that, he kind of just full opens and tries to maximize his econ. I mean, he doesn't full open, but he just tries to maximize his econ. And yeah, there's nothing crazy going on, so I'm going to go into the next moment where the next important decision happens. And of course, the next most important decision is the second augment of the game. So you want to get caught up to speed a little bit. He basically, like I said, he went for belt off of Carousel. He made Sunfire Cape, and then on Krugs, he got dropped Sword and Tear and chose to make Gunblade. He's looking to make Shiv and GS with his remaining items, so he wants to look for bow. Okay, so now let's look at the augments. We have Pony Frontline, Scoped Weapons, and Makeshift Armor. None of these kind of jump out. None of them are too exciting, but the thing is that he has to choose one of these augments. He does not want to use his reroll here. And why is that? Well, it's because he understands how the augment breakdown system works. And if you look at the augments this game, you can see Prismatic, Gold. And so if we take a look at how the breakdown works, Prismatic first augment, Gold second augment, this means that there's a 100% chance that the final augment is going to be a hero augment. And if you're playing a comp like Threat Kai'Sa, there are not really any 4-cost champions that you can utilize in this comp. So he's saving his roll. He's saving his roll for the final augment just in case he gets 3 hero augments that he cannot play around to just guarantee he doesn't get Mortdogged. Now, that being said, target dummies is for sure not that bad of an option, especially in a comp like this, because at level 7, your comp is often Cho'Gath, Rammus as your only front line, and then it's the 4 recon units, and it's Vel'Koz, because you're going to be rolling a lot on 7 in this comp, and sometimes you can hit a lot of Vel'Kozes, and you have the chance to go for Vel'Koz 3, and Vel'Koz is one of the most solid 3-cost units in the game right now. But since your front line is only Rammus and Cho'Gath, 9 times out of 10 when you're playing this comp, you definitely can benefit from the target dummies. So he couldn't get bow from Carousel right there, which is definitely what he wanted, but he chooses just go ahead and go for Rod, considering there's a lot of items that he can build on Kai'Sa where Rod is very strong. He can make JG, he can make Rabadons, he can make Ginsu. there's lots of really powerful rod items, so he kind of just keeps it open. And also he doesn't have anti-MR right now, so if he gets a cloak, he could also build Spark. So rod is just definitely one of the most flexible items. You can see he's going to be rolling. He rolls to hit all of the upgraded frontline units that he wants in the comp, and he hits a Nunu, and he just throws the Nunu in there. But he is rolling to look for 4 recon. So you want to hold on to the Ashe in this comp. Ashe is, you know, a pretty trash unit, but if it allows your Kai'Sa, your main carry, to crit, then it's extremely powerful. Also, Recon Heart in this comp is really strong because you can drop the Ashe and then you can play an extra frontline unit, whether that be Alistar or Zac or whatever you hit that's upgraded. So he rolls pretty deep here. Again, he really wants to hit this 4 recon. So his main thing is he's looking for this Ashe, and then he's just holding on to every 3 cost that he finds along the way. It's Vel'Koz 2 and then replaces Nunu with it. He's probably going to have Vel'Koz on his final board, so he's okay with making that swap. Goes ahead and chooses to make Shiv with bow before Giant Slayer, even though he has a bunch of swords. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. You can see how his first 3 augments with the hero augment were all things that he couldn't play. It was like a Zed augment, the Vayne carry augment, or even if it was the support one, he doesn't really want Edge of Night on his Kai'Sa. And then like some other, I think it was like Bel'Veth. He doesn't want any of those carry augments. He can't play around them adequately. So it's a good thing that he saved his role for that hero augment, and he even still got left with an option that he doesn't really want. He got left with the Cho'Gath carry hero augment, which is every single time he like mana reaves a unit or hits a unit with his ult, he steals some of their magic resist. So considering he's gonna want to put his items on Rammus because the unit is just like a better unit than Cho'Gath, he definitely did not luck out. He definitely was looking for a Rammus hero augment or the Kai'Sa carry hero augment. None of them which he ended up hitting. So if you don't know what March of Progress does, it basically says you get 5 gold every turn, but you're limited to playing 3 cost reroll comp. But the thing is that in this meta, 3 cost reroll is exactly what you want. Yeah, this is where things start getting serious. He's forced to go for Belt off of Carousel because it seems like he doesn't actually want to make Rabadons there. And he just wants more tank items for his Rammus. So he starts sending it pretty deep here. He's looking for Kai'Sa 3 and Rammus 3. He wants to make sure he maintains as much HP as possible because he's been kind of bleeding out. And if you look at a lobby like this, you can see he's playing against a golden ticket Yuumi player. Also in the lobby, there's an 8 Brawler Jax. There's a 6 Spellslinger player with perfect items on Taliyah and Soraka. There's a built different player whose board is pretty strong. There's an 8 Brawler Jax player who has an extra Brawler Crest because not only hit Brawler Crown, but also hit Brawler Crest. You can see he's fighting against him right now. So this entire lobby is looking stacked, and you can easily lose to any of these players, even if his board is as strong as it currently is. You can see, even with Rammus 3 and Kai'Sa 3, he's still losing to the Brawler Jax player, even though the Jax only has a Jax 2. What he really needs to do is he needs to get 3 items on this Rammus, and he needs to get 3 items on this Kai'Sa, and then he's going to be pretty strong. Now, the benefit of March of Progress is that it's bow from Anvil and gets exactly what he needed. He gets 3 items on Kai'Sa, 3 items on Rammus. But yeah, the benefit of March of Progress is that you can see the stage, it's 5-1. At exactly 5-1, you get you get to be level 8 with March. So even though he just spent all of his gold, he doesn't need any gold to be level 8 because March of Progress just gives him level 8 for free. As long as you just survive to 5-1, then you make it to level 8. And look at that. Perfectly right on time, exact amount of gold. He hits Cho'Gath 3. Now he scouts this MF player's board and he notices that the MF he's 2 off of MF3 and he can contest his win. Look at this. He perfectly positions Cho'Gath in front of this giant clump. And because he gets this Cho'Gath to mana reave their entire team, he's able to kill him with the exact amount of units for him to die. You can see it was the Sad Kings fan guy, I believe, or maybe it was the Insight guy. But he was 2 units off of MF3, and MF3 is like a guaranteed win out. But with that positioning, he actually punishes him for clumping up his team with that Cho'Gath ult. And he's able to kill him with the exact amount of units to end him. But the thing is that the game has just started because now he's in top 4, but I mean that was just like the first boss. Now he's got to somehow defeat this 8 Brawler Jax player, and he actually does beat him there because his board is now pretty capped. But this 8 Brawler Jax player has time to hit Jax 3. Setsuko is capped. The 8 Brawler player is not capped. So we have a Brawler player, a Duelist player, a Kai'Sa player, and a Spellslinger player. So you can see he's fighting the Spellslinger player here, and what he wants to do, he just barely doesn't get it off. He does get the Kai'Sa out of the corner just enough time to guarantee the Zephyr cheese. So no matter which side the Taliyah would go on, he guarantees gets to Zephyr the Taliyah. But he wanted to spread his front line, but at the last minute he just didn't get it in time there, because when you're fighting against AP teams, you want to spread all your units because a lot of their units punish clumping. Or a lot of their ults punish clumping. So he tries to Zephyr cheese the Duelist player. Duelist player has Knife's Edge, but the thing is that this is another catch-22. It doesn't matter whether or not he swaps or not because he has Kai'Sa on the same side. And this Kai'Sa was able to target the Vayne that was positioned up in the front line because he has to position for Knife's Edge. And he either guesses correctly and Zephyrs the Kai'Sa, or Zephyrs the Vayne, or he doesn't guess correctly and the Kai'Sa is on the same side of the Vayne, and the Kai'Sa is going to target the Vayne before the Vayne targets the Kai'Sa, because whoever's frontline is stronger is going to like win that exchange. And guess what? There's not really that much stronger of a frontline you can get than Rammus 3 Cho'Gath 3. So here we go again. He Zephyr cheeses. He decides to put in a Nyla 2 over a Vel'Koz because he values the extra frontline. And he also sold the Vel'Koz so that he could get the Zephyr off of it, so he could Zephyr cheese an extra round. With how late it is in the game, one win could be the difference between going third and going first. So he wants to guarantee getting like a Zephyr cheese every single round. So again, he's fighting this Spellslinger player yet again, but this is exactly where the Cho'Gath carry augment shines, because this Cho'Gath is getting just infinite MR from the Cosmic Barrier hero carry augment. So even though his Kai'Sa died early on in the fight, the Cho'Gath and the Rammus just do enough damage where they can kind of clean up afterwards. He tries to read the Duelist player again, but like we see, his frontline is not going to die first, and look at this, the Kai'Sa is targeting the Vayne. So he is able to make that comeback, he was basically one win away from losing. And he positions perfectly every fight, or he's able to evaluate his positioning for every fight to guarantee the percentage points that he has a better chance of beating them. And he gets it correct basically every time, and that's like the difference between rank 1 NA and, you know, your average master player or diamond player. Like, they're going to have that insane decision making skills to make sure that everything is going their way. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you learned something. Like the video if you like it, and I'll see you in the next one.